Peace, y'all. This is the first episode of And Still It's All Love. I am your host, Miss Divine 11. Some call me Honey, some call me Divine, some call me Ebony. You can call me whatever it is that you want to call me. But as long as you can understand and understand that the reason why we are here today and the purpose of this video, this podcast, period, is to help my people figure it out internally and to show you guys that Black liberation exists, because I feel like the struggle and a lot of the things that we endure as a people, as Black people especially, is unnecessary. We are all under a spell. We are all cursed. We were all born into a certain type of trauma that makes us feel like the things that we go through is normal, and it is not. I really can't put into numbers how many years I have been following this lifestyle, because it happened many years ago. But what I will say is I feel like the divine has given me the cheat code into breaking out of the matrix and being able to harness your purpose and really not, I wouldn't say chase your dream, I would say more so attract it, bring it to you, and put yourself in alignment. So first and foremost, trauma and healing, that's number one. A lot of us don't want to deal with the fact that we too have our own problems, but we can look at the next person and point out their problems. If you can look at the next person and point out their problems, humiliate them, talk about them, carry their business through other events that lead to other rooms and other conversations with people that just doesn't matter, then you should be able to reciprocate when it comes to yourself. Sit down, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, well, what is wrong with me? What is my problem? What is it that I need to correct internally? Because a lot of us are so flawed, and a lot of us complain about the things that we go through when it's simply just God trying to help us develop our character, because that too is a problem. So back to trauma, understanding and understanding that your childhood has everything to do with how you operate today as an adult, how you treat others, your perspective, how you think, just simply about life. A lot of people get frustrated with life. A lot of people want to give up, but see, the thing is, you can't. Even if you were to take the easy way out, there's still something ugly over there waiting for you, because everything happens spiritually before it happens physically. And that is the next thing that we must all remember. It's about prayer, it's about fasting, it's about believing, it's about trust, it's about breaking curses and reversing bad habits and just letting go of any and everything that is meant to break us and keep us down. So again, the purpose of this podcast, and we're going to go so deep, we're just going to talk about healing, figuring it out, and making life, taking life. I'm not going to say making life, I'm going to say taking life for what it is and turning it into our own, because the way we think also too, it shapes our reality. So every day that you wake up, if you're negative, your life will be negative. Every day that you wake up, if you're claiming a struggle over your life and over yourself, then that is what it would be. And you have to wake up and believe that you are worthy of more than what you may have been born into. You are so much more bigger than what you may have ever imagined, and that is why seeking your inner God self is important. And a lot of people don't figure it out or can't figure it out until some of us got lucky, because we had praying grandmothers that covered us well before our being, well before we even was manifested within our mother's wombs, and we are thriving today because of how our grandmothers prayed. Some of us have to or have buried young people in our families. Some of us have not. It's just the power of prayer, and it is understanding and understanding that everything is God. And in order for you to harness the divine yourself, you have to venture off into the darkness. It is uncomfortable, it does hurt, and it does get scary, but it's worth it. Do you want to struggle forever? Do you want to be in this place that you are in forever? Do you want to forever use Facebook and other social media outlets as an outlet to express how your life is just not where you want it to be, because nobody cares, honestly. It's up to you to figure your own shit out. It's up to all of us to figure our own shit out. Nobody is going to save nobody. And the only way you can save yourself is getting something on your mind. And what you need to get on your mind is spirit. What you need to get on your mind is the ancestral lineage that you were born from. Because we mourn the dead how we mourn the dead, and we say rest in peace. None of that is good enough. In order for us all to be able to move through this matrix, or this life, this dimension, this place right here where we're at, with no problems and no stress and no struggle, is to call in the divine, call in the spirits who thought of us. And a lot of us don't even think about our ancestors or our grandparents or the elders that love us the way that they thought about us. It's so much deeper than just going to go see your grandma, or going to church with her, or going fishing with your granddaddy. You really have to get to know who your elders are, because when they're gone, it's going to be up to you to raise that energy, especially when you want a change in your life. It's going to be up to you to raise the energy. It's going to be up to you to know exactly who to call on. So for me, I knew elders and I discovered elders. And you can discover elders by just retracing your ancestral line. It's very easy. It's like applying yourself. If you can apply yourself to bullshit around, if you can apply yourself to do all these things that warrant for nothing but chaos and negativity, then you should be able to apply yourself to change your life. Because some people say pipe dreams are pipe dreams, but no dream is pipe. You just gotta have the right spirits surrounding you to make it happen and to see you through it. It is very important. So yeah, everything that we do over here is centered, rooted around spirit. That is all. We don't know anything else, because that is what we discovered, and that is how we choose to live life. And this podcast is for those who want to make a life change, who want to make shifts change in their life, but don't know where to start. This podcast, the purpose is strictly for you, I promise. And we're going to unpack it all. But first things first, self-accountability is important. Being able to look at yourself and identify your own issues is important. Being able to self-heal is important, because playing the victim is not going to help you. Playing the victim is not going to make you better either. So aside from all of that, who am I? Who are you? Why are you here? Why do you feel like you're here? The things that you have been through, would you say that you are carrying them generation for generation, year for year, day for day? Or would you say it's swept up under the rug and maybe you get triggered from time to time and then it come up? Would you say that you have fully healed from it? Well, even if you never 100% healed, have you made peace? Because all of that is blockage energy, and that be why a lot of y'all feel like y'all are stuck. Like, you want to do so much in life and you don't know where to start. You don't know how. We all have the answers in here, but you got to know yourself. If you don't know yourself, the world won't know yourself. The world won't know you either. The world won't know who you are, what you're about, what you stand for. The world won't know. So self-discovery is where all of this starts. There is no way around it. A lot of y'all don't want to shadow work. I'm sorry, you have to. You have to go back and look at your childhood. You have to address how certain people treated you. You have to revisit things that may have traumatized you. Ugly experiences with ugly spirited people. You have to. Nobody ever wants to talk about the things that hurt them the most, but it's showing up in your daily life and how you treat people, whether it's conscious or subconscious. So It's a lot of hurt people trying to give love. It don't work like that. I'm sorry. So if you're a hurt person and you're trying to love somebody else, it'll never work. And it's nobody else's job to heal you. It is your job to seek your own healing. It is your job to embark on that journey on your own. Nobody can convince you. This video can't even, this whole thing, this podcast, none of the videos today or in the future can convince you. You have to convince yourself, and you have to give yourself a reason to wake up one day and make shift happen. I'm just simply here to tell you how, and I'm just simply here to tell you where exactly it starts, because self-knowledge is the best knowledge. And like the elders say, when you have knowledge of self, you have knowledge of it all. You have knowledge of all things. And that is really true, because I feel like I didn't start understanding the world until I got some understanding of myself. And understanding that in a whole is important. If you do not know who you are, you'll never have no answers for real. Everything will be a fog. You will forever feel stuck. So the best way to come out of that is to sit with yourself, fast, pray, journal. Isolation is key. And a lot of people feel like they need to be around a bunch of people. You don't need a bunch of people to heal. You don't need a bunch of people to feel like your presence is validated, or like your existence here on earth is. Listen, figure it out on your own, and stop looking to everybody else to give you a cushion. Nobody is your cushion. Self-discovery. You are made up of 3 parts. That is your childhood self, your adult ego self, and then your God self. What energy are you operating from? I can tell you right now, 99% of the time, we are operating from the egotistical energy. Now, your ego is the devil's friend. This is the part of you that allowed the devil in your life. So if you're wondering, why is this happening to me? What is this sudden chaos? Chaos can come from 1 or 2 places. That's either God breaking you down to build you back up greater than ever, or somebody done left the gate open. So you got to understand and understand how to identify that energy. Is it God's work, or is it the devil working? And you'll know the difference. And I feel like we don't even need to discuss the difference, because if you done been to church and you heard your grandmother have a testimony, then you know the difference of when God is breaking you down and building you back up, versus if the devil is just completely in your life, just running amok. So working on those 3 parts. Your ego will always set you up for the fail. And that is important to remember. Your ego don't want you to thrive. Your ego like poverty. Your ego loves stress. Your ego loves to victimize. Your ego loves any and everything that is low vibrational energy and frequency. That's where your ego thrives the most. You gotta stop overthinking, egotistical. Mean girl energy, egotistical. You hurt, go heal. I'm sorry. If you treat people bad for no reason, that's because you are a hurt person and you need to go heal. Men and women. If you don't know how to be happy and clap for the next person when great things are happening for them, you are a hater. You need to go heal. And these are the things that people don't see and don't want to admit. You have to, and it's okay, because we are all flawed. We are all flawed. And as far as your childhood self, like I said before, going back and talking about your childhood, who wronged you, who gave you the best, who made you feel seen, who made you feel invisible, what did you go through, how did you deal with it, all of these things, how did it affect you, all of these things matter and can lead you on the road of self-discovery. It's all up to you, because again, nobody ever want to do the hard part, which is shadow working. And I understand it, because it's very depressing and it's triggering, and it do take you back down the ugliest of memory lane, and it does trigger emotion, and it does leave you in just a bad space. But it's like you harboring that energy every day, not doing shit about it, is hurting you too for the long haul. A lot of y'all lose people, opportunities. A lot of y'all don't get opportunities. Why? Because of the things that you are harboring. Energy is real. Some of y'all body ache, not because you're getting old, but because you're holding a lot of tension, and it show up in your body as inflammation. Trauma shows up in your body as inflammation. Your kneecap, your elbow, your back, your hip, it's all the same, especially if you don't have a real major injury. It's not you working. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with what you are not paying attention to, which is the energy that you are carrying around. This energy that I'm speaking about is also the same energy Erykah Badu sang about. Why would you want to be the bag lady, the bag man, hell, the person with the bags, period? Because those type of people is always burdening other people. And that shit ain't cool. Like, I gotta keep it a buck with that. It's nobody else's problem because you got a problem. Like, we are all grown. And this is what it takes. Being real with yourself. Some of y'all are too damn needy. That ain't fair to people who wake up every day, put their feet to the pavement, productive as hell, try to figure shit out, don't ask nobody for nothing, hustle day in and day out. That's not fair to people like that who actually get up and strive towards a different type of energy. If you waking up and you don't have the desire to change the energy in your shit, but you want to take your bullshit around everybody else, you have a problem. And you cannot be upset when people start cutting you off. Oh, now it's everybody else's problem. Now it's, oh, such and such acting funny towards me. People acting like that's all right. When I get this or when I get that, nobody cares. Just fix yourself, and so that you can learn how to treat people. That way you're not subconsciously burning bridges and then making it everybody else's problem because you are hard to deal with. Don't be hard to deal with. Simple. Simple. We can all have a village. We can all have a support system. Some of y'all use people up. Why? Because it's egotistical. You're operating from that energy and you don't realize it. Again, go heal, because it's very important. Instead of talking about the next person, see what is your problem? See where you have the greatest error and correct it. Because then when you change, people feel it. You don't have to talk about it. And a lot of y'all keep saying y'all changed. No, y'all haven't. Because change is a frequency. Just like I say, truth is a frequency that can be felt. Change is also a frequency that can be felt. And you don't need to bust people upside their head and talk them to death and help them understand that you have changed, because when they see you, they're going to see the change on you. Even if they can't identify what the change is, when they hear you speak, they're going to feel it in the vibration of your voice, the way you move. It's just, you don't have to whoop nobody upside the head telling them, oh, I changed. No, just change. Just do it. And don't do it for nobody else. Don't do it to make people like you. Don't do it to make nobody fuck with you. Do it because you fuck with yourself. Do it because you give a damn about how you are out here in this realm representing your ancestors, because it does matter. And some of y'all ancestors really don't fuck with y'all. Why? Because y'all in this realm embarrassing the hell out of them. And so then you wonder why when you pray to Jesus, certain things don't happen. When you pray to Jesus, certain things don't happen. Because for one, Jesus is not the one who died for you. That's number one. And two, your ancestors it's like God don't get off the throne. God has a whole slew of angels, and everybody got jobs. Overstand and understand. So your ancestors got a job to guide you. God is here though. God is internal. It's an energy. This is God energy, what I'm giving you right now. Because I feel like we are all living life so wrong, and we don't have to keep being statistics for these people to talk about. We don't have to keep being the butt of the joke. We don't have to keep finishing last. We don't have to keep dealing with certain things that we deal with within our community. These black women having to bury fathers and sons is unfair, because y'all, when that happened, that person is gone. But your moms, your aunties, the women who love you the most are left to deal with that, are left to raise the children, are left to figure it out. So I feel like once we get in our mind, the streets don't love no damn body. Black man, black woman, the streets don't love you, period. I don't give a damn. It's not meant for us, but it was set up for us to die. Simple. It was set up for us to be locked up and put away. It's a form of gentrification and genocide, if you ask me. So I feel like keeping your head on a swivel and keeping your eyes open and not just talking about the two eyes that you were born with, this one, is very important, because they're not nice to us and they don't give a damn. And at the end of the day, again, these people are not going to get out of our way. They're not going to give us a chance until we approach them with a different type of energy that is greater than theirs. They are the lower nature of us. The lower nature of us. They have a God complex that we don't have. Why? Because God is right here. God is within. And whether you know that or not, your soul knows. That's why sometimes when y'all come across certain stuff and it feels familiar, and it might give you goosebumps, that's because your soul is already familiar with whatever the hell it is. So understand that God is within. You don't really have to go anywhere to seek God. Just isolate yourself. On the next episode, we definitely will be talking about meditation, mastering meditation, raising your kundalini, balancing your chakras, and we'll get into more about journaling. Because again, all of these things in conjunction with discovering yourself, healing yourself, and facing your own problems is what's going to change us as a people. And that is why I'm here. God gave me the gift to share. I'm not better than you. You're not better than me. We are equal. And just because I can do things you can't, you can do things I can't. We can learn from each other, because again, we're equal. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the first episode of Instilled It's All Love. And no matter how it may come off, just know that instilled it is all love, because I am delivering this message with the intention of nothing but showing you love in a different way of operating in this realm. Y'all have a good day on motherfucking purpose. Peace.